All right, well, that's about time. Again, I'm gonna inform you guys. We do have the door prizes, so be sure you use your check-in code. We went ahead and shared the link right there, but I'll go ahead and share it again just in case. The check-in code is Tech24, and there we go. I do have a little bit of music playing in the background for me. I hate silence, like complete silence, so I need just a little bit of noise. If it's too loud, go ahead, let me know. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And okay, and we'll do that. Share my screen completely. There we go. I'm gonna be going in and out of the PowerPoint and everything, so I'm not gonna go full screen on it. But a little bit about myself. My name is Jovan Cáceres. I teach over at LBJ Middle School, sixth grade social studies. I've been around the district. I've done a lot of these student engagement presentations. I also dabble a little bit in graphic designing. If you guys are ever interested, also on the sideline on creating posters, anchor charts, or anything like that, I personally use Adobe Photoshop, but we also have Adobe Photoshop provided for us by the district. So if you're ever curious on that, by all means, I wouldn't mind giving you guys a little walkthrough. And maybe someday in the future, I'll do a presentation on it as well. But today we're going to be focusing on learning arcades. It's student digital engagement activities. We're gonna be first one we're gonna be pretty much dealing with is gonna be word wall, and then we'll move into Blooket and Gimkit. And Gimkit's more of my favorite one of the three because it's a lot more student engaging. But just literally right now, this morning, I was just going through social media and whatnot, and I came across another student engaging platform, but it's if you can handle Gimkit, you can handle that one. And it's also, to my understanding, absolutely free. Towards the end of the presentation, I'll share it with you guys in case you feel adventurous and you guys want to do it on your own. But I'm barely going to start learning how to deal with it myself. But that one's called, I believe, Core, multi-core games. But I'll show you that one later. Now, the agenda here, word wall. We're going to talk about how they compose questions, what kind of game options. Then we'll play a little bit of word wall on it, how you can incorporate it into the classroom. Same thing with Blooket. We're going to talk about composing questions. Uh, you have what options they have for the games, and then Gimkit as well. And tools you really just need is just your laptop and your projector if you want to do it in class, or you can just assign it for homework. And as long as they have a smart device, they should be good to go. But first one that we're talking about is word wall. It's pretty much just it's more of a kind of question and answer kind of game scenario. A lot of matching and everything. To me, this one I feel like works a lot for those individuals that deal with word walls, vocabulary terms, more for the reading and sometimes the social studies and everything. Personally, I use this one during my unannounced walkthrough and my announced walkthrough, and they absolutely loved it. I mean, I think everybody here can vouch. Oh, we're pushing for TIA, so we really wanted that student engagement, and so I think a lot of us probably did our gallery walks and everything to show the kids up and about moving. And one of the stations I did was the word wall, and I'll share with you right now. And what was really cool about it was one the station was on the new line, and the new line is all touch screen and everything, so they get to see the kids in front of the screen playing a game, matching it up and everything, and they can actually compete with each other on a leaderboard. And you can say, oh, the group that has that has the highest score on there, okay, they'll get the prize, whatever, lollipops, whatever you want to give them, bags of chips, ice cream, whatever. But it's a fun game where a lot of games, but the one I used was a simple matching game. and they had a lot of fun with it. And but if you're going to go into it, all of these things, they work the same way as far as composing your questions. They, if you use you can create it through spreadsheet, and then in that spreadsheet, you can use it across multiple platforms, which is WordWall, Gimkit, Blooket, Kahoots, whatever you want to use. So if you have that simple spreadsheet, you're good to go. There's even Question Well. Question Well is a nice one where you can easily just copy and paste. I didn't have it set up here, but I can pull it up here. This is it's a really nice one. It's an AI question platform. I didn't put it in presentation, but I'm going to share with you anyway. You don't really need to pay for it, even though it says, pricing. You can do the try it out for free. Sign in through your Google, and you should be good to go. And you want to generate your questions. Oh, wait, I didn't. My bad. But needless to say, you can take a simple Word document, copy and paste it into here, and it's going to generate the questions for you. And from there, you can generate the questions into Google Forms. You can generate them into a spreadsheet. It'll even generate them into Gimkit, Blooket, whatever you need be. And yeah, so this was the topic that they had here was structure of an atom. And so this was pretty much everything that was in the reading. And so it just generates everything here. You can decide which questions you want, which ones you don't, but it's definitely a lifesaver when it comes to it. Now, if you're going to, I'm just going to select all the questions, and it highlights where the answers are in it. And then you go to the export, and oh, wait. There we go. You know what? Let me backtrack here. There we go. Generate question structure, earning. Well, this isn't my set of what I'm actually talking about here. It looks like they changed things a little bit. So if I have time, I'll go back to it. But Question Well is an amazing area so that you can, upgrade your questions, or if you need a quick assignment because you're going to be absent, you just found out at 7:30 in the morning and class starts at 7:45. So just giving you a heads up on that one. But going right into it, this is kind of the one that I created for my students when we were doing the what's it called, the gallery walk. It's a simple matching one. It's pleasing to the eyes. They just grab. I'm just gonna pull at random. They put it around, drag and drop it. If you have it in front of the new line, they can easily just touch it with their hand and move it over. Or if you have a wireless mouse, you can put it right next to the new line. Some kids prefer the mouse. Some kids, really want to just go in and grab and go. But yeah, after that, oh, time's up. Submit answers. Oh yeah, man, I bombed this one. So then you get the results. Kids can have another try at it, so on and so forth. Now, if you're going to, for example, you guys want to check it out yourself, see how it is. You can even show the leaderboard on it, and you can have them sign in through it. You just take the code, copy it, and then bring it into right over here, and then you guys can have a go at it. Now, the other cool thing about it is this is just a drag and drop on it. You can take a look at all the different activities that they have here, where these are all the pretty much free ones, the templates that you can do. They do have ones that you buy into it, and you have more of a what's it called, more data as far as, oh, it was this one question that everybody struggled on, or everybody got this one down. And you also get a little bit more games. But these are the free games that they provide. You have a hangman, open box, matching pairs, however you want to go about it. Yeah, it works amazingly. I enjoy it. I have fun with it. The other one that I personally, you know, I enjoyed it and everything. Yeah, these were old questions, but these it's Blooket. It's an oldie but a goodie. I think it was the one that started the trend of like, hey, let's up the game, gamification. Let's start change, make it more student engaging. And this one, the kids just they absolutely loved it when it came about. It even gave them the kids like some sort of currency here, which are these little blooks. Now, when these little blooks, it's when they play, they get all these points, and then the more points they get, they can actually get these little emoji characters, and some of them are seasonal, some of them are rares, and so they end up having like a little competition. Oh, I got all these little blooks or whatever, but they really enjoy it. Uh, the and it's funny enough, even though you go to Gimkit, it's a 3D platform. Characters are moving around. They're getting more engaged. They end up I still have requests from students that, sir, can we play Blooket? It's an oldie, it's a goodie. You can't break a trend of a classic, man. So I'll keep this one simple here. You guys can log in and join this game. But as you can see, these are all the different versions of it. Now, if you actually purchase the game, which honestly, I don't really see a necessary point on purchasing it because all these games are really great. I've never actually played the Pirate's Voyage, but if you purchase the Blooket, you also get the access to the Pirate's Voyage. But a simple one that the kids enjoy is Gold Quest, Crypto Hack, Fishing Frenzy, um, Tower Defense 1 and 2. These are very interesting ones that you have to protect your castle or whatever. But we'll go with I guess to keep things a little interesting. Let me minimize that. Crypto hack. And I'll set it for 7 minutes. Yeah, sounds good. This standard. If you have students that you just don't really trust with the names, use the randomized names. But I'll trust you. You're all educators. I'm gonna lower that. If you actually end up in what's it called doing there's even little personal ways that I like to put a spin on the classic ones. For example, like the racing one, you see it in Cahoots all the time. Sorry. You see it in Cahoots all the time, the racing game and everything. Here's the link so you can easily jump in and play. Um I like to put like what is it the Lone Ranger theme song in the background when they're racing. Kids, it gets their adrenaline pumping, and if you want to, if you got the lung capacity and you drank enough of your Red Bulls or coffees, do the announcing too. Oh, here comes Estelle rolling in through the background. You know, it's however you want to do it, but you can easily put a little spin on these classic games like that. Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and get started. You guys should still be able to jump in, so don't freak out. If you haven't played this hacker game, it's answer the questions and you have to guess the other person's password. It's going to give you like a multiple choice. If you share each other's passwords, oh, Denise got password is, milk money. That's up to you guys. If you're still trying to join, the code is located right here. Oh, I just jumped to the other side. 4964112. And if you guys don't have enough time or whatever, I'm not gonna end it, but You guys can always end the game now, like, oh, the bell just rang, beep, and they still want to see who got top score. That's up to you. Hmm. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then obviously you guys can give out like rewards. Yeah, I don't know why it does it twice, but whatever. You guys can give out rewards, in-class rewards, extra credit, or do it for homework assignment. Usually, what I personally use it as is for sixth grade social studies. I have it as a homework assignment that goes throughout the week, and it's like you have till Friday to get it complete. And all right, let's see how they did, and you can use it as extra credit. Seems like everybody pretty much got the gist of it. You can look at the leaderboard, not trying to point out anybody, but who needs extra work and whatnot. Who Munoz, oh, phenomenal, did great and knows all the questions. Who who answered the most questions, who got the most correct, things like that. So you can save it, shows the amount of players who participated. Take it how you want it, but it's great. It works out. Now the one that I personally enjoy is the Gimkit. It's been on the craze for the past, I want to say 2, 3 years, pretty much since we came back from COVID. If you're not familiar with it, interestingly enough, it was actually created by a student who was in high school, and it was just like one of his projects. And he really enjoyed Kahoot and Blooket, but he's there like, you know what, we can take it up the next notch, take it up the next level. And by God, he did a really good job. Um, this one I give my daughter, just like she wants to play the game and whatnot. But honestly, sincerely, the 2D modes, which are like this, the very interactive ones that the kids enjoy, those ones you do have to pay for. Now, everything else, the fun picks and everything tycoons, these are all the free ones. Um, this or that, I think is great for what is it? Like day one, day two, because it divides the screen in half, and you're like, oh, who enjoyed Marvel, DC, or you can say do like, oh, who won what year was the Declaration of Independence, 1776 or 1789, red 1776, blue 1789. And then you get to divide the class in a 50-50 kind of questionnaire. Draw That is another one that a lot of the kids really enjoy. It's basically Pictionary, but with you can use vocabulary terms and everything. So it's really good for if you're going over the word wall and everything. It's the kids seeing their pictures is pretty funny. And some of them are like, "Sir, how do you even draw that?" I'm like, "Ma'am, it's a globe. Come on." But yeah, they take their laptops, they hide them in the corner, and then they start drawing with the mouse or their finger and everything, and they have a good field day with that one. But majority of these are like question and answer. The Trust No One is kind of like the game Among Us. I'm not sure if some of you are familiar with it, but it was a huge craze back like in, I want to say 2015, 2016, something like that. You don't, in this version, you don't have the little guys that you're running around and everything, but you do have the questions and answers, and you're really trying to investigate everybody in the classroom to see, oh, are they the imposter? Or are they not? And when the kids get really involved into it, I even had this one girl that they everybody was just so like, oh, she's the imposter, she is. And then she's like, no, no, why is everybody picking on me? I'm not the imposter. She had tears rolling down. I was like, guys, it's just a game. Let's calm down, let's calm down. And turns out she got everybody, on somebody else. And she's like, I got you, you fell for it. And at the same time they're answering the questions over their review, and they're learning. they're getting it and they're ready for their exams and quizzes. But at the same time, they're interacting with one another, kind of developing like a social bond. And that girl, she was always real quiet, but at that point in time, wow, her character really came out. I was blown away. I mean, I was like, oh, pobrecita, you know, but it's like, oh no, she played everybody. That memory will live with me forever. But if you're gonna pay, you do end up getting all these other games. And these ones are the ones that pretty much, oh man, they're the clincher. Dig It Up is kind of like a Minecraft, which is really cool. And One Way Out is basically it's a game where the whole classroom has to participate together in order to win the game. And in some cases, you know, the classes are just like, oh, we just want to kind of a they're called like beat 'em ups or you know the shoot 'em ups, which is the snowball. You know, they don't want to go crazy, making, adult games. So they use a snowball little launcher game where you know you get to go around kind of Call of Duty style. If they run out of snowballs, they have to answer questions to get more snowballs. Then they also you got to respect the classic soccer. Yeah, blast ball right here. Snowy Survival. It's kind of like a zombie game, but they combined it with a snowball into a zombie game. Yeah, this one guy who's like a little mummy, and then he goes around pretty much converting everybody into mummies. And it's basically be the last one standing. Tag. You know, it's you run around and take turns tagging each other. Farm Chain and Fishtopia are one of the more integrated games where it's like you can go play it by yourself, and it is really fun just to play by yourself. I've even caught some coworkers playing it by themselves, and they this one you're fishing, you're going around answering questions to get bait and to go fishing, and you know the more fish you get, the more money you get, more money you get, you win the game. Same thing with Farm Chain, except you have to get water, you have to get the seeds, you have to, plant the plants, and then you like that one's just like Fishtopia, but a lot more work. Capture the flag, just how it sounds. It's the same kind of running style with tag, but you're stealing each other's flags. And then not back. This one is I don't know if any of you guys played the Nintendo game Smash Brothers Melee. It's basically that. You have like this little platform, three little platforms, and you're shooting at each other just like how you would with Snowball, but you're trying to push them off the platform. And don't look down. The biggest comparison is Mario Brothers. You're just hopping, going from one platform to the other, trying to get to the itty bitty top of the game. It's a lot harder than it sounds, but if you add checkpoints, it makes it a little bit easier. That's the addicting one that the kids are like all over. Now, if you do purchase into it, they do give you one extra feature. You can create your own game itself. This was a huge learning experience for me. And I thoroughly really enjoyed it, but I got to the point where shoot, I really got it. It's just I have you making a game as intricate as Farm Chain or Fishtopia. I'm not there yet, but games like Don't Look Down, Survival, or things like that. Yeah, I got that down. But I'll show you on how that works here in a little bit. But if you're one of those you don't want to pay for it, there is a way around it. You just got to be like one of my friends here. I'm not gonna mention names, but he's like John Doe at gmail.com. Then he gets his 2-3 week free subscription for everything unlocked. Then he's like John Doe 1 at gmail.com. Then he gets another month. Then he's John Doe 3 at gmail.com. And he just keeps going like that. Right now, I think he's up to like John Doe 33. But he doesn't pay for it and he gets everything. So there's a way around it. It's if you want to go around, participate with these games and you don't want to actually pay for it, there's a way. Now, I use the simple my reviews and everything, but if you're gonna go like him, you can easily look for one, which is what's it called? If you're doing reading, I don't know reading RLA too much. What's proper grade level. But if you're looking for something, I don't know, what is it? There you go. This one is pretty simple. You can easily take this one. You can copy it so that you'll have this entire question bank on your own, or you can click the share button and you can share with everyone, and they'll have that question bank on their own. But if we're gonna, I'll let you guys play live a little bit. The one that's very popular is Don't Look Down. I'll let you guys give it a go. We'll do this one for standard. They have duration for 25. I'll give you guys 7 minutes on it, and I'll be generous. I'll give you the checkpoints. If you want to be cruel about it, you can lower the energy here to like 500, or the standard is 3,000. It's up to you. But it's again, they have the nickname generator just so in case you have those individuals that are just gonna be adolescent about it. But again, trust you guys. This one they went to another level here so that like if you you go to gimkit.com, but they also had this one here where you go over the number, it gives you a QR code so that, oh yeah, I have my phone. They can just go to the QR code rather than typing it in. And so they get to move there faster on it. I'm gonna go ahead and share the code with you guys so you can jump in and everything on it because it is yeah, there you go. Makes it a little bit easier rather than, oh, let me take my phone out. But if you prefer to use your phone, by all means, you're more than welcome to. I'll leave that hovered right there for a little bit. Oh, and with this game, just like in Blooket, where you end up, the more questions you answer, the more money you get. It's not real money, but it's in-game money. You get to get these little Blooket guys. Well, in here, you get these little Gims. They call them Gims, these little emoji guys. And when you do that, I'm going to hover over to the rewards. You can easily go to your locker and buy them. Right now, it's summer break, so Gimkit's on summer break, so the shop is closed. But they have all these little guys that you can purchase. I don't have them all, but I do have quite a bit. Like my daughter, she really likes this little kitty cat one. So she's like, "Daddy, put the kitty cat on." So I'm there like, "All right, okay." So then you get to be a little kitty cat guy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys take it away. You guys will still be able to join. Oh, and this one of the things about it is you also get to change the level of music on it all the way a little bit. It's entirely up to you because some people get fed up with it. And the red button over here is therefore obviously to end the game. Oh, we're out of time. Let's end it here. But here's the another thing that I like about this one that Blooket doesn't have. Let's say, oh, you know what? The kids are really enjoying themselves. You can click the numbers and it'll add a minute. The thing I love about Gimkit is one of the things I like about it is they're always constantly updating it. There's always something new. Whether it's something as simple as a little feature of adding extra time with a click of a button, or if it's like, oh, brand new game mode, it's really awesome. They're always updating it, so it's always something new, always something to learn. I absolutely love Gimkit for that. They also added the auto shuffle mode because sometimes you're like, hey, I want to see how the students are doing and everything. So it'll be cycling through all the students. So it's like, hey, Juanito, you're not playing. I know you're not playing. You've been sitting there for a while. And it's like, oh, I'm answering questions, sir. I'm there for 7 minutes. I don't think so. So in the auto shuffle helps. as you get higher, it gets a lot more challenging. Like, oh my goodness. They throw in lasers. It's outrageous. There you go. Now, when they have the games, there's two different kind of engines well, platforms that they kind of use. One is like where it's side scrolling, which is like the one that you're playing. You're just the character's like flat. It's just there's no background, no foreground. It's just constantly moving through the side, so it's constantly side scrolling. The other one is a 3D. So they can it's still kind of looks like a flat screen, but they're able to walk around real crazily. So it's gives more dimension to it. Now, when you're creating it, you're going to be able to create in both ways. Oh, big drop. But if you hit the checkpoints and you fall, it'll make you do the whole fall. But the moment you hit the floor, it'll put you back at the checkpoint, so it doesn't seem too bad. Get A. I believe the if you're going to purchase Gimkit, it's around $10 a month, or you can purchase the yearly one for around $60. Me personally, I do the $60 one. I'm here like I know I'm gonna use Gimkit pretty much very regularly. So if you're gonna be one of those that you're gonna use it like every week or as a homework assignment regularly, I recommend doing the year purchase. If you're one of those you know what, I'm just gonna use it for, when we're gonna benchmark review, or when it's really time to grind. Okay, well then, just purchase it for the month, and then after that, you don't need it again. Or heck, if you're just gonna end up using it for those 2 3 weeks, just do the trial run. But this one, for definitely those that are coming from elementary to sixth grade, or if you are in the elementary setting, these games are very engaging. The kids really take it in at the younger levels. The older ones, they get a kick out of it. They have fun with it. But the younger ones absolutely adore and love it. It just if they're really really young, like my daughters, they're 5 and 6. It can be a little frustrating because they get frustrated. Daddy, I can't get over this log. Help me! Or they really, yeah, they get frustrated. But it to me, it just shows that they're actually really involved, and then with the simple, you like with my daughters, I actually see them like, they're doing the simple addition. They're really counting. That's 11, Dad, and they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the other students, when they get older, they're like, Africa. And they're like Africa, Pacific Ocean, Manifest Destiny. They see the question, they already know the answer. They already can associate the images and whatnot. If you're doing math, you can actually create the question bank, so where they actually have to write down and solve it. Reading and whatnot, they have you can set it up so that they have to do a reading passage and answer the question based off of what they just read. There's even where if you have um, English learners, you could also put it where it's an audio recording of you, like reading a passage, and then they have to answer the question based off of what they just heard. And that works even with music class. It's like, oh, what was this music? It was that from the classical era or Baroque era, and you play the song and whatnot. So they really kind of innovated the amount of depth you can do with the questions. So it helps out a lot. Catering towards the way Star is now 2.0. It helps. Can't remember that. Now we got about 10 seconds left. All right. And it generates your report, shows how high they went, well, the leaderboard and everything, how many questions and whatnot. One of the one I was gonna show you guys. No, okay, let me move that down here. Was the creative portion. Again, this one's if you actually end up going to the extent of what's it called, purchasing it. But again, these are ones that I've tried creating. As you can see, some of them like blah. I'm there like I'm just trying to learn how to work a little engine that they have on there. It can get very in depth, or you can keep it really simple. This one here is like it's like a Smash Brothers melee, but there's also another one. This one here, the first one, the kids really enjoyed this one. It's when you look at it, you're gonna be like, wow, that's overwhelming. It's a lot. Really, once you figure it out, it's not as complicated as it looks. Right now, you're like, oh my god, no, you don't. If you're one of those individuals that no, I don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But oh, I'm moving real slow here. This is I did this one in a 3D kind of platform here. There we go. And basically this one here is a huge map that I created that would their whole goal of the game is to go through the maze and move up to the next level. Once they get to the next level, they have to go back. Well, they have to just keep going till finally they get all the way to where they need to be, which is to the final boss. They'll fight this individual here and win the game. But the whole thing about it is movement. I created the game so that if they run out of energy, they can't move anymore. And they do have all these little enemies here that will shoot at them and make them go all the way back to the beginning. The kids really enjoy it. They laughed and teased about it and said that, oh, the person that created it hates students. I was there like, that's only half true, but but yeah, again, you don't have to go through the full extent of it. But it allows you to keep their engagement going. And then, like, for example, oh, sir, we're playing Don't Look Down again. They get tired of the same game if they played it 2 days in a row. So it's a way to keep things fresh. Now, I'll show you. Well, how much time do we have on it? 10:15. I'll let you guys play this one for about like 3 minutes just so you guys can check it out. And then I'll give. Oh, whoops, wrong one. There we are. And yes, it does give you a report, just like the way Blooket does. Sorry for that, but yeah, I want to say it's just about the same as Blooket. I believe Word Wall gives you a more in-depth. Honestly, Word Wall probably gives you the best report out of all the three. Now, there we are. Now, you can customize your questions, and you know, it's a lot to take in, honestly, but you can customize your questions just the way you would with the other one. These ones, okay, it might be math, it might be social studies, because I did change it up for a friend of mine so he could borrow it and play with his students. But it might be social studies. Work with it if you can. Sorry, try your best. Granted, it's sixth grade, so you should be okay. Um, yeah, there you go. The whole thing is these pink little things are little portals. One of the portals will take you to level 2. All the other ones will take you back to the beginning. And that's where the students said, "Oh, this is so frustrating." I'm like, "Yeah." So they have to kind of guess which one's which. I put in little secrets so that they could get upgraded weapons. I also put other little secrets to help them move faster. I'll be honest. I put a trick in there where they can get really fast, but if you get really fast, it kind of makes the game a little bit more difficult. The gold key cards, you use those ones to actually move on to one of the other levels. So each every single time you kill one of those little plant guys, you can move on to the next level. I mean, collect the key cards so you can move on to the next level. I love my video games. I even tried creating another game that was and I'll be honest, out of my 115 students, about 20 of them were only really into it. But I tried it out. It was a learning experience, but I created a game so that they could it was like a search and receive. And they were it was kind of like a Resident Evil kind of game where you go around a large map in a ship solving puzzles, reading stories and trying to figure decipher where to go next. And out of those 20 kids, they really enjoyed it. And I even put a little sub game into it where there's this little arcade machine and it's like says, "Oh, welcome to Mortal Kombat." You're not really playing Mortal Kombat. It's just like, a question and answer kind of thing. But the kids got a little fun out of that little Easter egg. But I'm not gonna force you guys to play the game all the way through. But just so that you guys can kind of see what you're able to kind of do. Now, let me see. When you create a map, it's going to be completely blank. Now, they have the platformer, that's what they call it, the side-scrolling one, and then the 3D one. I'll just stick with the platformer just because it makes things easier. And then you got to type a name for it. So, like how I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I just call it Blah 2 or Blah 1. Now, it starts off like this. So it's like, oh, cool. You're starting from a complete blank slate here. But this is where it's like, okay, let me start adding stuff. These are all the different things you can do. Wires, I'm not going to worry about that one with you, but you do have your devices here. Devices, these ones basically are all the little things that you want to put over it. I'm not going to go too much into it. The biggest thing you need is just a spawn pad. That when you start the game, that's where you're going to start. Then the other thing, you need a question. Okay? Because like you want to play your game, you're going to need a question bank. You don't know, it's not in the starting. Okay, so you can type it in. Questionnaire. And there you go. You can click into it and it's like, well, what questions do you want? Well, let's go to Gimkit. And well, okay, I'll go to this one. Addition. Uh you go to the share button and you copy it. And then from there, I lost. Oh, there we go. You pop it in. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, there you go. They go over here to answer the question. But it's really up to you on how you want to end up incorporating the questions into the game. You like, do they get energy out of it and all that sort of stuff? Again, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but because I could spend a whole day talking about it. But it is very interesting. You can add all the little props you want into it. Okay, boom. I want to be able to jump on that. Oh, okay. So there you go. Let's add a little color here. I don't. Okay, that's not an interacting one. Sorry, my kitty cat's getting annoyed. I'm sorry if she's bothering you. But yeah, there you go. So you can create another one just like don't look down. But that's one little aspect that you can go into. Again, it's a lot to go with, a lot to take in. I know it seems a little overwhelming. I don't want to stress you guys about it. But if you do end up doing this one and you do enjoy it and you love the creative aspect of it, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, I just came across this new one. It's Core. This one takes that and amplifies it to a billion. It's absolutely free. You can get it for free, and it's based off of the Unreal Engine, which basically means roaming around. It takes Gimkit to a whole other level, and you can create these games, publish them, um, and this is what I mean. You can create a game just like this, absolutely for free, publish it however you want. They have a large plethora of well, let me go to the actual main page because they show it all there. They end up having yeah, see, you can do the Unreal Engine and all that kind of stuff. They have capture the flag, all these different kind of things that you can do. And again, absolutely free, or you can actually purchase it and get some other items to it. But it's really neat. I'm just trying to figure out one, how to do it, and two, how would I incorporate, a review session into the game. The biggest drawback when you do things like this, though, that I've come across is simply the students. Is it more about the game or is it more about the review? That's the drawback. And like I said, this is one that I'm barely learning. It's from Epic Games. If you're ever interested in it, you can just go to type in Core Games, and it should be the first one right there. Yeah, and all you need to do is just give them an email, boom, and they give you the download for free. Right at the beginning of the session, I was trying to download it, but yeah, see, here's the beginning portion. They even set it up so that you can do like Fortnite, Roblox, things like that, with all the different kinds of games, so that you can throw them into it. But again, like it was, I just learned about it, and I did create the account. I did download the install, but this is a work computer, so it's probably thinking, "Oh, you're trying to download video games." Kinda am, but so you need permission. So you can try it on your personal computer, see if it works out for you. I'm gonna do that literally like when this is done, start checking it out. And if it works out good, maybe I'll do another presentation on how to incorporate this game. If this is overwhelming to you, then by all means, don't worry about it. Stick with the beginner one. But it is the way they are doing it, it is very user friendly. You don't have to worry about coding and connecting this one and zero and creating a whole new branch of stuff. But it is a very fun way of actually getting the kids more engaged into the lessons. But again, that core one, very interesting, but I'm still learning it. And I just came across it and I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate the learning aspect into the game. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way. And with that said, we are yeah. They beat me to the punch. I'm glad you had fun. I do appreciate it. I was trying to make it entertaining for you. Um if Thank you for the time here. the last 4 minutes here, you guys can fill out the survey. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and give me great feedback if you want. They promised me, a free lunch at, Olive Garden. No, I'm kidding. No, but I do appreciate any feedback, negative, positive, however you want to go about it. It's a great learning experience for me to get the honest feedback. So thank you very much for coming out here. I hope I did not bore you. I hope you found this entertaining and informative. And if you ever need to get in touch with me, either for graphic designing, student engagement with gamifications, or you just want to shoot me a hello, feel free. I'm always here. Thank you.
You do have one hand raised, just in case. I'm not sure Maria had a question.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Question?
Or maybe not.
Hey, I did more than my fair share of accidental clicks. I mean, the amount of random phone calls I did because my phone was in my pocket.
That's me all the time. We thank you so much. Great job, Mr. Cáceres. Lots to learn for students. It's kind of the way they understand. They get excited. I know my daughter loves to do Gimkit in school. I know she loves to game. So this was right up my alley with my child. So thank you so much. You can go ahead and make sure you do fill out the survey. Make sure you did check in. The check-in code is very important to us. I want to make sure that you get your prize. If you are a winner, we want to make sure to get as many people invested in that. And also, I did put the session links for the next time session, and those are breakout sessions too. So thank you all.